there, you are listening to IWG Radio, the place to be for all of your wellness needs. We just want to take a moment to thank you so much for listening and just let you know that any of the information that is provided is strictly for an educational resource and is not intended to diagnose or treat any conditions. The lifestyle interventions discussed should not be used as a substitute for any type of conventional medical therapy.
Hello, I am Dr. Kyle, and I'm here with functional medicine practitioner Sam. And today's episode, we will be talking about not just foods, but superfoods.
Yes, so as practitioners, Kyle and I get patients that come in all the time and their main concern is their energy. And when we ask them, what are you doing for your energy? 9 times out of 10, that answer is coffee. So today we want to show you guys some different ways that you can increase your energy using superfoods. One of the superfoods that I want to start talking about today is maca. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of maca powder before. That's M-A-C-A. Maca is part of the cruciferous vegetable family, and it's native to almost like the Andes of Peru is the location where it grows. It almost looks like a radish or a turnip. A lot of the times when we do see maca, it does come in more of a powder-like form. Maca has become really popular due to its talk about, helping to increase your energy and stabilize your energy. It's super high in vitamin C, iron, potassium, niacin, calcium, and dietary fiber. Some of the benefits that come with maca, so yes, we have energy, increasing energy, but we also have the adaptogen benefits that come from it as well. So maca has a lot of adaptogenic properties. It helps you balance with stress, anxiety, and everything like that. One of the most interesting things, Dr. Kyle, that I do know about maca is that if you actually put maca in your coffee, it takes away the jitters that you're having. So you'll still get the energy from the coffee, you'll still get the taste of the coffee that you like, but you won't have to gravitate towards that second cup of the coffee either. Some really great ways that I love to use maca is I love to make a maca latte. I love to put it in my smoothies. I love to put it in oatmeal, coffee like we were saying before, but it's also really good in like a sweet potato or a butternut squash soup as well. It can bring out a lot of really great flavors. So maca is definitely a really great addition to your diet if you are looking to balance your body from everyday stressors, increase your energy, and things like that. So I'll pass it over to you, Dr. Kyle, for superfood number 2.
All right, number 2, I'm going to start with lacuma, and that is Lucuma. So very similar to maca, lacuma is a fruit that comes from Peru. Mm-hmm. If you see the actual whole fruit, it's round, it's yellow on the outside, and it's found primarily in a powdered form. In South America, you can find lacuma in its whole raw fruit form, but it's commonly used there in ice creams and in like frozen smoothies. I feel like it has a molasses type sort of flavor to it. It's commonly used as a sugar or sweetener alternative, so it's much, much better for the body to use something like a lacuma rather than regular sugar or other sweetener alternatives. Lacuma is really high in beta-carotene, vitamin B3, iron, zinc, calcium, magnesium, and a ton of other vitamins and minerals as well. Another great property of the lacuma is it contains protein, lots of antioxidants, and dietary fiber. You can use it in many ways, some of the ways that we've already mentioned in more the traditional sense, but for myself, I like to add it to my smoothies. I like to add it to other drinks if I am looking for a little bit of sweetness, or if I am looking for a deeper, richer, almost like a molasses type sort of flavor. I really, really love it.
Can you use lacuma in baking, like to replace the sugar?
You can. It's going to take some experimentation because with baking, it's a very precise, type sort of science.
It's like chemistry.
It really is. So something if you're not using a specific recipe where it calls for, say, 1 cup of sugar.
Yeah.
If you're just adding sweetness to something that you're baking, absolutely. Say, like, if you're just chopping up some apples and baking them with some cinnamon, maybe throw in some lacuma, top it with some crushed walnuts as sort of a little, apple crumble.
You're making me hungry.
Absolutely. That's what we do here. So it can totally be a suitable alternative. Just, experiment, play with it, try new things.
Yeah, awesome.
All right.
So the next one that I want to talk about is actually matcha powder. So matcha powder, let's be real, all the talk about matcha powder nowadays, it's like the newest hot trend when it comes to replacing your coffee, but it's very, very important when you are getting matcha to make sure that you're getting ceremonial grade matcha. So you want to get premium matcha because otherwise you don't really get the benefits from not good quality matcha. So that's something that's very, very important, getting that high grade, making sure it's ceremonial grade, that it's from Japan, things like that. But matcha is like amplified green tea. It's like taking it up the next level. Actually having 1 teaspoon of matcha powder is like having about 10 cups of green tea. So you're really, really amplifying those benefits, those catechins and things like that. Some of the benefits that do come with matcha, obviously, is increasing your energy, but it's also really helping to improve your mental clarity, allow you to feel focused yet calm and settled. It's really, really amazing for helping you decrease your waist circumference, and that is because of the catechins present in the matcha. Matcha is amazing because of the catechins as well for free radical scavenging. You could think of them as like little Pac-Men that go and like eat up all the, the free radicals in your body. If you ever played Pac-Man before, that's kind of like what matcha is doing with those catechins, also strengthening the immune system. It's great for somebody who is trying to come off coffee, and it's amazing for problem solving, helping you learn and your memory because of the L-theanine present as well. When it comes to matcha, some of the mistakes that people make when they're making the matcha is they add it to boiling water. When you add matcha to boiling water, it can actually kill some of those catechins and those antioxidants in the matcha. So it's very, very important to let your water cool for about 5 minutes prior to adding matcha powder to that water, or to that hot milk or whatever kind of recipe that you're making. I love using matcha in smoothies. I love using it as a latte, even just putting it in water. The taste is really earthy and it's really delicious to me. I also love putting it in baked goods and raw treats and desserts because we all know I have a sweet tooth.
Me too. Sam makes the best treats.
But yeah, so matcha is something that's really amazing to add into your diet. Again, just please make sure that you're getting high quality matcha. A really good rule of thumb is that when you look at the color of the matcha, it shouldn't be like an olive color, an olive type color. It should be more of like a bright, vibrant green, and that allows you to know that these leaves were picked at peak season.
So you mentioned finding a matcha that's ceremonial grade.
Mm-hmm.
Would you happen to provide some information about what that means? And when it's not ceremonial grade, what differences might be in the matcha?
Yeah, so it's just high quality matcha, usually from like harvested in Japan or areas around the world. When it's ceremonial grade also, they harvest at peak season. So a little bit of what I was saying to you guys before is that they're not just harvesting just to fill the shelves with their product. Like these companies that are really, really looking to make sure that they have high quality matcha are only picking the leaves when they're at their peak, so they have the highest amount of catechins and antioxidants present.
And that's why it's the brighter color.
Exactly.
All right. All right, so moving on, I will be speaking about chia next. So chia are seeds, and they come from a plant that's similar in the mint family. I love chia seeds. There's so many uses for them, but they also are what is called hydrophilic. What that means is they attract water or moisture, liquid, and what happens is when they are exposed to a liquid, they can actually absorb up to 10 times their weight in that liquid. And when that happens, the seeds become a little gelatinous, if you will, similar to a tapioca kind of texture. And you can add them or use them in many, many different ways. Chia is full of fiber, protein, ALA, omega-3 fatty acids. So a lot of the times you might see that chia seeds are advertised as high in omega-3 fatty acids. And they are, but it's a specific kind. So chia seeds are high in ALA, omega-3 fatty acids. Now, what ALA is, it's a precursor to EPA and DHA. And the body doesn't really convert ALA to EPA very effectively. So if you're trying to incorporate extra omega-3s into your diet and trying to use chia as that source, it's not the best source for that. But it is a much better source for that fiber, protein, magnesium, calcium, phosphorus.
Oh, that's interesting. I actually didn't know that.
So there you go. Tip of the day. I love chia to put in smoothies. You can put it on top of like a breakfast smoothie bowl, kind of as a garnish, a little extra texture. I like to add it to trail mix or granola. And because of that hydrophilic property that gives you that tapioca sort of texture, you can make pudding out of it. And you can almost use it as a thickener. So what I do is a ratio of, so let's say I use 1 cup of chia seeds, I'll use 4 cups of liquid, so 1 to 4. That actually is going to make a pretty big batch. So make it accordingly. So let's say, for example, I'll do a cup of chia seeds, 4 cups of unsweetened vanilla almond milk or cashew milk, whatever milk of your choice. Add a little cinnamon, maybe a little cardamom, a little pinch of salt, and maybe a dash of a sweetener like lacuma.
There you go, mix them both together.
That's right. And have a nice, vanilla pudding that you can have as a breakfast, you can have it as a snack, you can have it as a dessert. It's versatile, and it will also help you feel full longer because of that expansion that it can have when it's exposed to moisture.
Yeah, and I think it's so interesting with chia too. So for those of you who maybe follow like a vegetarian and a vegan diet, and you're not really doing eggs, and even if you're not doing eggs in general, it makes an amazing egg replacement. I know this because I myself do follow a plant-based diet, and a lot of the times when I'm seeing recipes and they all call for eggs, especially when you're baking, you can make a chia egg with the 1 part chia and the 2 parts water, and you can actually replace that in any recipe that there's an egg, and it will come out like really good too.
Absolutely. I've used something similar to that in a batter that calls for an egg. Coating cauliflower, using like a chia egg first, and then say like an almond or a coconut flour, and then baking that to make a crispy cauliflower. So that's a good alternative. Yeah,
definitely love using my chia eggs in my recipes. Okay, so I'm next going to talk about acai. So acai is another really hot topic out there right now. There's so many places that are opening up with the acai bowls that are loaded with fruits and things like that. They're popping up all over the place. I feel like every time I turn my head, there's another place. So what is acai? Well, acai is a super berry. It is native to Brazil and the Amazon, the rainforest. It's amazing for helping you get that golden glow, helping healthy skin, defending against like air pollution and things like that. It is very, very, very high in antioxidants, just like the matcha. Like I said before, acai bowls are a very, very hot topic nowadays, but sometimes they're loaded with sugar and other ingredients that, don't really need to be there. So a great way to, amplify acai bowls would be to like add in some vegetables and things like that in replace of the fruit. Some other benefits of acai is helping to prevent against cancers, to boost the immune system, to get in some healthy fats, some dietary fiber, some amino acids, and B vitamins. So a lot of the times when we're thinking about fruits or fruit powders, we don't really think about what other properties they can have besides the antioxidants, and the amino acids are very, very potent in this superfood. They protect against pollutants, as I said before, so you can almost think of it as like stopping the rusting effect that could be happening on your body from some free radical formation. They are very high in your essential fatty acids 3 and 6 and omega-9 oleic acid, which is why they're so beneficial for healthy skin and healthy glow. So how can you use it? Well, you can use it to make those acai bowls. You can use it after an exercise for recovery. And due to its low sugar content, it's not especially sweet, so it is all the more healthy, and it blends brilliantly in smoothies with other berries, put it in porridge and yogurt or things like that. So love myself some acai. It tastes amazing, and it's a great addition to smoothies.
I love acai as well. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up with reishi. Reishi is a fungus, mushroom, that naturally grows in more humid and warm climates, more specifically in Asia. If you see it out in the wild, if you will, it has an orangey brown sort of hue to it. And it's been used for a very, very long time for its medicinal properties in traditional Chinese medicine. One of those properties is supporting and boosting the immune system. Specifically, its interaction with white blood cells. It helps to support the white blood cells, which helps our body immune system work better, fight infection, and it's also been shown to be helpful with patients suffering from cancer. Another great benefit of reishi mushrooms are showing positive effects on people with depression and anxiety. And if we think about the body as a system, if we are decreasing our inflammation, if we're having a positive effect on our immune system and our gut, then that's also going to have a positive effect on our neurotransmitters, our brain, and therefore our feeling or our sense of anxiety and depression. So that can be a great way to help your body feel better in a non-pharmacological way. It is extremely high in antioxidants. It has also been shown to improve heart health. So reishi is amazing. Reishi can come in a powdered form. It can come in a supplement form. It can come in teas. There are certain companies that add reishi powder to a coffee blend. It's great to add as a garnish or a flavoring in broths and soups. One of my favorite things to do, there is a place in New York City called Brodo. They have a couple little spots. They make broth, and you can add little things to them, or they have a few little recipes, and one of them is a chicken bone broth with roasted garlic puree and reishi mushroom powder.
Oh my God.
It is amazing. There's a few other things in that particular one. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've had it, but if you're looking for a great cold day, immune boosting type sort of thing, get some bone broth, add some reishi mushroom powder to it, some garlic, maybe some herbs, some herb oil, and just, drink away.
I love one of the things that you said before, Dr. Kyle, when you said medicinal properties, because this kind of just piggybacks off of why we did this podcast in the first place. Is yes, we wanted to talk about different superfoods that could help with energy, because that's one thing that we hear all the time. But I always joke about it, and my boyfriend always laughs at me for this, but I have a lot of superfood powders that are in my cabinet, and I don't use them every day, but I do use them. I use specific ones if I have a headache, or if I'm feeling run down, or if I need to focus, I'll use the matcha or something like that. But I actually call it my medicine cabinet. That is my medicine cabinet, because today a lot of people, when you feel like you're getting sick, will go to the doctor and will get an antibiotic, which is doing, not the best for our bodies. So utilizing some of these superfoods and testing out what, is good for you or what works for you is really beneficial to help boost the immune system and keep you really healthy.
Absolutely. Let thy food be thy medicine.
And medicine be thy food.
Exactly. For sure.
All right. So if you guys are resonating with this information and looking to take the next step, please take advantage of our complimentary 15-minute strategy calls. You can access the link in our site. We thank you guys so much for listening. We had so much fun, and we'll see you next week.
Bye for now.